Ebejas Goshutri Bhuvana Odoy Pade Nehla Sharana Shila Prabhupada Patita Pavana Shila Gurudev Patita Pavana Jaya Prabhupada 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 Shila Prabhupada Oh Prabhupada 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 Oh Gurudev 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 Acharya Suttara Sri Srimad Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Goswami Maharaj Prabhupada ki Jai Swami Vidi Founder Acharya Jagat Guru Shri Prabhupada ki Jai ISKCON Guru Vrinda ki Jai Shri Shri Satchidananda Chan ki Jai Shri Shri Jagadara Subhadra ki Jai Guru Prema Haribo All glories to some devotees All glories to some devotees All glories to some devotees All glories to Shri Guru and Shri Guru.
Where can we get Devotional on camera? Is it? If you put Prabhupada images up.
Yeah, I'll do that. Yeah, he said, yeah, I'll do that. Rather than saying too much echo. Yeah, he's going to reduce it more.
It must be what's coming through to live.
Yeah.
Which I don't know how.
Haribol. So I'm going to read from Prabhupada biography. It's a life story of Srila Prabhupada, written, compiled by his disciples. So children, remember something happened in the temple room when you are here doing coloring, etc. But you need to be quiet, okay? So you don't disturb the main program. Hare Krishna. So, last reading how Prabhupada time when he landed at Brooklyn Pier. And his first day, so we're going to carry on reading. I do encourage everybody to get to know Srila Prabhupada, what he did, how he spread this movement, what he endured to spread this mission. And we are now all reaping the benefits of his incredibly hard efforts. So please take an interest in Srila Prabhupada, then your Krishna consciousness will improve. So here you go. September 22nd, a feature article appeared in the Butler Eagle, a magazine or newspaper. It said, in fluent English, devotee of Hindu cult explains commission to visit the West. That's the title. A photographer had come to the Agarwal's apartment and had taken a picture of Bhaktivedanta Swami standing in the living room holding an open volume of Srimad Bhagavatam. The caption read, Ambassador of Bhakti Yoga. Beautiful title. The article began. A slight brown man in faded orange drapes and wearing white bathing shoes stepped out of a compact car yesterday and into the Butler YMCA to attend a meeting. He is A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swamiji, a messenger from India to the people of the West. The article referred to Srimad Bhagavatam as biblical literature and to Bhaktivedanta Swami as the learned teacher. It continued. My mission is to revive a people's God consciousness, says Swami. God is the Father of all living beings in thousands of different forms, he explains. Human life is a stage of perfection in evolution. If we miss the message, back we go through the process again. He believes. Bhaktivedanta lives as a monk and permits no woman to touch his food. On a 6-week ocean voyage and at the Agarwal apartment in Butler, he prepares his own meals in a brass pan with separate level for steaming rice, vegetables, and making bread at the same time. This is linguistical. So they're referring to the terms in the bread, that actually means chapati. Yeah. That's why it's in speech box. Bread and speech box. Yeah. He is a strict vegetarian and is permitted to drink only milk. The miracle food for babies is an old man, he noted. If Americans would give more attention to their spiritual life, they would be much happier, he says. There's a quote from Sally Butler. The house he was staying is a couple, and his wife is named Sally. Sally and so she's quoted saying, when he cooked, he used only one burner. The bottom level pot created the steam. He had the dal on the bottom and he created the steam to cook many other vegetables. So for about a week he was cooking this great big lunch which was ready about 11:30. And Gopal always came home for lunch about 12. I used to serve Gopal a sandwich and then he would go back to work. But it didn't take me long to realize that the food the Swamiji was cooking, we would enjoy too. So we started cooking that noon meal for all of us. Oh, we enjoyed it so much. Our fun was to show him what we knew of America. And he had never seen such things. It was such fun to take him to the supermarket. He loved opening the package of okra or frozen beans, and he didn't have to clean them and cut them or do all those things. He opened the freezer every day and just chose his items. It was fun to watch him. He sat on the couch while I swept the vacuum cleaner, and he was so interested in that. And we talked for a long time about that. He was so interesting. So every day he had this big feast, and everything was great fun. So here you see, Vedic culture. Feeding others. Even on the ship, Prabhupada would cook, especially festival time. Janmashtami happened when he was on the ship. He would cook the feast and he gave it to all the crew, the captain, his wife, and all the crew. And here was a sign what to do later on, how to start the mission. He would personally, he is cooking just for the family, but later he would cook for all the hippies and others who come into the program. He would cook it, serve it, then clean up afterwards. Everybody else just enjoyed it. And later they realized maybe we should help him. But see how so caring he was. give them prasad. So every day he would have this big feast, and everything was great fun. We really enjoyed it. I would help him cut the items. He would spice it and we would laugh. He was the most enjoyable man, the most enjoyable man. I really felt like a sort of daughter to him, even in such a short time. Like he was my father-in-law, but I really felt very close to him. He enjoyed everything. I liked him. I thought he was tremendous. Our boy Bridge was 6 or 7 months old when the Swami came. And the Indian love boys, the Swami liked Bridge. He was there when Bridge first stood. The first time Bridge made the attempt and actually succeeded, the Swami stood up and clapped. It was a celebration. Another time our baby teeth on the Swami's shoes. I thought all those shoes, they've been all over India, my kid is chewing on them. You know how a mother would feel. But here we are thinking, what a fortunate boy. Almost every night he used to sit in the next door neighbor's backyard. We sat out there sometimes with him or we stayed in the living room. One time something happened with our little girl from Pamela, who was only 3 years old. I used to take her to Sunday school and she learned about Jesus in Sunday school. Then when she sees Swamiji with his robes on and everything, she called him Swami Jesus. And then one time when it first dawned on us what she was saying, she called him Swami Jesus, and the Swami smiled and said, "And a little child shall lead them." So funny. Okay, yeah. Alright, I'll finish this section. Bhaktivedanta Swami spoke to various groups in the community, including the Lions Club. He also gave a talk at the Y, probably the YMCA, I think they left it as a misprint, and at St. Fidelis Seminary College in Herman, Pennsylvania, and he spoke regularly to guests at the Agarwal home. He saw that the prospects for preaching to the Americans were good, but he felt he would need support from India. At any rate, after spending 1 month in Butler, he now had 1 month left in America. So he decided to go to New York City and try to preach there before his time was up. But first he wanted to visit Philadelphia, where he had arranged a meeting with a Sanskrit professor, Dr. Norman Brown, at the University of Pennsylvania. As a sannyasi, Bhaktivedanta Swami was used to picking up and leaving one place for another. As a mendicant preacher, he had no remorse about leaving behind the quiet life of the Butler YMCA. And he had no attachment for the domestic habitat, but he would cook and talk with Agarwal about vacuum cleaners, frozen foods, and American ways. But his stay in Butler had been helpful. He had gotten first-hand experience of American life, and he had gained confidence that his health was strong and his message communicable. He was glad to see that America had the necessary ingredients for his Indian vegetarian diet, and that the people could understand English. When Prabhupada was actually in Bharat preparing for this mission, many people were telling him it would be possible for him to survive in America because they only eat meat and nothing else. No vegetables, hardly any vegetables, so meat products. And they said the only thing you might be able to eat is just potatoes. So he was ready to eat just potatoes and nothing else. But he came and realized reality is different. All sorts of vegetables. So he was glad to see that America had the necessary ingredients for his Indian vegetarian diet and that the people could understand his English. He had learned that casual one-time lectures here and there were of limited value, and that although there would be opposition from the established religions, people individually were very much interested in what he had to say. On October 18th, he left Butler via Philadelphia for New York City. Again, Sally is being quoted. She's saying, after a month, I really loved the Swami. I felt protective in a way, and he wanted to go to Philadelphia. But I couldn't imagine. I told him, I could not imagine him going to Philadelphia for 2 days. He was going to speak then to New York. But he knew no one in New York. If the thing didn't pan out in Philadelphia, he was just going to New York, and there was no one. I just couldn't imagine. It made me sick. I remember the night he was leaving, about 2 in the morning. I remember sitting there as long as he could wait before Gopal took him to Pittsburgh to get on that bus. Gopal got a handful of change, and I remember telling him how to put the money in the slot so that he could take a bath at the bus station, because he was supposed to take a bath a few times a day. Sannyasis, brahmacharis, they have to bathe more than once a day. And Gopal told him how to do that, and told him about the automats in New York, which are the laundry mats. He told him what he could eat and what he couldn't eat, and he gave him these coins in a sock, and that's all he left us with. Hare Krishna. That section finishes, and next section is about New York. Prabhupada,
We'll do some bhajans now, like we're doing. Where's the Lord? Can one of you get a Lord, please, with the words? What are you doing? Very well. 1, 2.
Shri Satchidananda Acharya ki. So this is the bhajan that they say recorded by Shri Go through the translation. So this is our mind, just worship the lotus feet of the son of Nanda, which makes one fearless. Having obtained this rare human birth, cross over this ocean of worldly existence through the association of saintly persons. Both in the day and night I remain sleepless, suffering the pains and heat and cold, the wind and the rain. For a fraction of flickering happiness, I've uselessly served wicked and miserly men. What assurance of real happiness is there in all of one's wealth, youthfulness, sons and family members? This life is tottering like a drop of water on a lotus petal. Therefore you should always serve and worship the divine feet of Lord Hari. It is the desire and great longing of Govinda Das to engage himself in the 9 processes of bhakti, namely hearing the glories of Lord Hari, chanting their glories, constantly remembering him, offering prayers to him, serving the Lord's lotus feet, serving the Supreme Lord as a servant, worshipping him with flowers and incense, and so forth, serving him as a friend, and completely offering the Lord one's very self. So please join me. Thank you.
Bhajahure mana Srinandanandana Abhaya charanara vindare
Bhajahure mana Srinandanandana Abhaya charanara vindare Bhajahure
mana Srinandanandana Abhaya charanara vindare
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Oh, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Oh, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Oh, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Oh, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Oh, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Jaya Sachinandana, Jaya Nitai Chan,
Jayo Nitai Chan,
Sachinandana, Jaya Nitai Chan,
Jayo Sachinandana, Jayo Nitai Chan,
Sachinandana, Jaya Nitai Chan,
Jayo Sachinandana, Jayo Nitai Chan.
Gaura Hari,
Gaura Hari,
O Nadia Bihari, Gaura Hari,
Nadia Bihari, Gaura Hari,
O Navadvipa Chandra, Gaura Hari,
Navadvipa Chandra, Gaura Hari,
O Patita Pavana, Gaura Hari,
Patita Pavana, Gaura Hari.
O Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Bajahure mana Sri Nanda Nandana Abhaya Charanara Vindare.
Bajahure mana Sri Nanda Nandana Abhaya Charanara Vindare.
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 Chand ki jai.
Radio. Okay, so please, Joy. Please raise your hands. Bolo Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna. Hare Hare. Hare Ram. Hare Ram. Ram Ram. Hare Hare. So warm welcome. And did you all enjoy the Wednesday Ram Navami festival? It was absolutely, yeah, big round of applause. It was all-day event, and we all enjoyed it. And because of this deity installation in Ayodhya, everybody's interested. Somebody rang me from Botswana, so I told Devkinandan we had a good turnout because we had a good turnout as well. So it looks like that deity is doing something. As Bhakti Rasayan Sagamara said, that now it's been installed, there'll be changes in the world like that. And, people don't understand deities. They just think, well, it's an image and all that. With Pran Pratishta, with the mantras, the deity comes live, and it starts to, and we have the example in our temple as well. And then on Friday evening, we had Jayapatak Maharaj's Vyas Puja offering, 75th birthday, so that one done good as well. There was about 40 people or so that was really nice. And I really thank the disciples. They put up a good arrangement, and the prasadam as well. And then on Saturday morning we had Mangal Arati program, even though we went to bed late on Friday night, and so that was really good. And Sudarshan actually slept here. He thought rather than go to Solihull and come back. So he did that. So we did that, and then we asked Sudarshan to give a class. So the young lad, 14-year-old, the one who plays Mardanga, he gave a class on Bhagavad Gita. So really, Saturday morning, please try to come. It's a different atmosphere. We do Tulsi Aartis as well, and we're going to train you to give classes and things like that. And then Sunday again, I think there's music lessons going on at 3:30. So if you're interested in learning, please do come. And then you must have read from Srila Prabhupada's Leelamrit, I think, and then 2 bhajans. And I think today's students are going to lead the kirtan today, and we're going to enjoy that. And after Jai Radha Madhav, we're going to have a Bhagavatam class by His Grace Guru Sevak Prabhu. So give him a big round of applause. He went on the Zoom program, which is arranged by ISKCON London, and then he gave a talk on the 4th canto, 6th chapter. So I'm going to do next week 7th chapter. Not me, it was him. Anyway, so Srila Prabhupada, careful. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada. So, boy, it's a bit loud. And so it's all about Shivji and Sati Mata, because Sati wasn't invited by Daksha to her home, and she went and made it her business. And Shivji says, don't even go to your father's house if you're not invited. She didn't listen. And Sati wanted to test Lord Ram, saying, is he the Supreme Lord? Shivji goes, don't do it, and she didn't listen. So maybe in the class we will reveal more how Sati wasn't listening to Lord Shivji, and the result was tragedy. And next week, of course, I'm going to continue 7th chapter. And there'll be more revelation who Durga Mata is, who Shivji is, who Parvati is, who Sati is. Because as ISKCON, we don't even bother, to us, like if there's a Shivji temple somewhere, you want to go in? All right. It's the leg sort of, well, I'm a Krishna Bhakt like that. But now we're revealing him. Always have a mistake. It's built like Daksha, thinking Shivji is unimportant. So we keep thinking that, and then we wonder sometimes, we go up a bit, progress, and we stop progressing. He's Gopeshwar. He actually took the form of Gopi to be part of the Rasnas. No other man could get in there. So we've got to give the importance. And then Parvati and all that. You've got to realize who she is. And Durga Mai, she's the energy for all this creation here, material creation. We never even think about it. We actually think it's a taboo. If you think about Ma, somebody Durga Ma, you think, oh. No, it isn't. She helps you. She's the one who was giving you many, many births and managed you. So when you realize all that, we're going to expand on it. Because Bhagavatam covers it. It's not that Bhagavatam doesn't have it. It has it. But our emphasis has been so kind of narrow like that. We don't want to know the rest of the family members. So I think today's class, you should hear it. It's very, very revealing. We loved it. And then we'll have the arati. And I think from now on, we should start to select who's going to do Kiba Jaya. Maybe I'll leave it to somebody to select, saying, okay, you be there for Kiba Jaya prayers and everything. And like children are going to sing. And I think we should choose who's going to do sing Guru Puja and start to schedule people so they get trained up like that. Because when you go out in the world there, Guru Sevak has been dedicated at Krishna Conscious Society in Warwick for 13 years. And he made many students become Krishna conscious. They took initiation as well. He knows people become unstuck, even if they're born in a Krishna conscious family. Children, you have to be quiet. And so, he is doing the workshop. There's a workshop next week. You think the workshop is important? If you think it's not important, it's next Saturday. Oh, yeah. In the temple, because you don't do the uni now. So he'll be in the temple. He's going to do a workshop. Please, he's arranging all this for all of us, not himself. He's actually going to present it. So don't think it's his hobby and so he's doing it, so well, let's support him. He does a lot of research, and even the vegetarian one, loads of good points came. And so please bring your children, because what he's going to tell your children, you won't be able to tell them. And please do attend this workshop. I would say, please make it. I'll sacrifice everything else, but I'll come to the workshop. Because it'll give you the basis of what bhakti, why we don't have no meat eating, no alcohol, no drugs, no illicit sex, no gambling. Children, they don't even know these things. I remember one initiation where she was a devotee's daughter, so of course she never had meat, she never had alcohol, no drugs, no illicit sex, she's young and all that. But when my Guru Maharaj says, and no chocolates, she started to cry. Everything else, she goes, no, this is that good. He goes, no chocolates. And she goes, start to cry. And the father started to cry, he's a devotee. And the mother started to cry, oh, our daughter is going to give up chocolate. So it's not about all these things, it's giving it up. It's so hard. Ajay Prabhuji is here. If you don't mind me sharing with us, he loves food, but he realized I need to control myself. And he started to do fasting. So in a month, he does 5 days fasting, just on water, every week, 2 days, something like that. So I'll share a little joke. He was talking to Dijon about it, fasting. He didn't tell him that he does that. He does fruit fast or something like that for 2 months or a month. So they were having a chat. I'm not going to talk to you again. Because, we do something because we've given up. And you feel the Shakti. He said, I start to feel the control. Because vacho vegam, manasa krodh vegam, jiva vegam, the tongue pushes, I want to eat, I want to have this, I want to have that. And as Pujari Dev the other day spoke, he goes, it's only 2-inch or 3-inch tongue. After the food has gone past there, you don't know what you've had. But for that taste, look what we do. We kill animals and everything. So I would say, please, he's working hard. He was in Vrindavan, and he was working as well from there, but he was visiting and writing these workshops and all that. So we are really picking up now. We're going to another level. Otherwise, people are just coming to be audience, kelli maja aavi or kelli maja nahi aavi, and they just check it out. But now we're saying, this is what you got to do. Please learn. and improve and progress. Don't stay at one level, because it's a long way to go. Like we went to London yesterday, and there was traffic jam on the way, and the GPS took us another route to rejoin and whatever. And I was thinking life has that as well. The areas it's congestion. And then somebody says, well, go this way and you can overtake all this kind of thing. In our spiritual life, it's the same thing, that we will get, somehow things happening, challenges. And it's never a straight line. It's always a challenge. So we are preparing ourselves. He's doing it because he's practicing it. He's also finding new things, saying, well, I didn't know that. And even he's discovering things. And so please join us. I'm just saying, if you don't support this, after a while, people give up saying, well, people are not interested. But it's for your benefit. Look, one date installation in Ayodhya, how this whole global, awareness by the Sanatana Dharmis who were just sitting thinking nobody accepts Hinduism. Suddenly they realize, doesn't matter what they think, I believe in it. And look how everybody sort of championed themselves, which is very, very good. Okay, so what are the children going to sing? Okay, Mahamantra. Right, here we go.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Prabhupada ki jai.
Yeah. Oh, you want to say something?
So well done to Meera. Give her another round of applause. She did very well. And Rohani. And actually, Sondu on Mridanga. He played very well. Give him a round of applause too. He played. He's been learning Mridanga, so he played for Shri Prabhupada Arati, and he played now. So very, very good. Well done. So Ishani next.
So Ishani, if you can come. Because on Wednesday we ran out of time, so Ishani had prepared Ram Bhajan. So are we going to sing something about Lord Ram? Ishani Devi, yeah. Okay, and so before we do that, there was one lady, she was in a satsang. She heard the preacher say we should chant the Mahamantra. Everybody should, you know, because if you have difficulty in families, chant the Mahamantra, problems get solved. So she went and told her husband, please chant. And he wouldn't listen. She goes, chant, chant, chant. And the husband said, can't. So I think Prabhupada said that joke. Yeah, that was his joke. So I mean, usually people don't feel the value, what is this chanting, you know. But we've seen it. The more you chant, the more our life becomes absolutely strong. And it removes the miseries, the three types of miseries. What are the three types of miseries? Adi, Admik, Adi Bhautik, Adi Devik. Very, very good. So these are the three miseries. This one does it. But you might say, well, I've been chanting for a while, I've got more problems than before. But there was a load more on the conveyor belt. You know, he's been chopping it, you know. So otherwise, if you didn't do the Maha Mantra, you'll be drowned now. Excellent. Okay. Are there words to this? Okay. And then where is... So, usually... Who's going to respond? Do you want to respond?
सियावर रामचंद्र की जय। श्री राम श्री राम श्री राम राम घव राम राघव राम राघव रक्षमा राम राघव
Krishna Krishna Hare Rama 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 Hare
जय जय श्री राधे श्याम।
What are you going to do? Okay. You going to play the mother? Sorry.
Jai Radha Madhava Jayo Kunja Bihari
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 Jayo Gopi Jana Vallabha Jayo Girivaradari Jayo Girivaradari
Jayo Gopi Jana Vallabha Jayo Girivaradari Jayo Girivaradari
Jashodanandana Radharana Ranjan
Yashodanandana Vrajajanarajana
Jashodanandana Radharana Ranjana
Yashodanandana Vrajajanarajana
Jamuna Tira
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Jai Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Radhe Jai Radha Madhava Jai Gaurani Doi Gaurani Doi Gaurani Doi Jai Gaurani Doi Jai Gaurani Doi Gaurani Doi Gaurani Doi Jai Krishna Balaram Krishna Balaram Krishna Balaram Jai Krishna Balaram Jai Krishna Balaram Krishna Balaram Krishna Balaram Jai Krishna Balaram Jai Jai Prabhupada 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 Jai Jai Prabhupada Jai Jai Prabhupada Jai Jai Gurudev 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 Jai Jai Gurudev Jai Gurudev Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol 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 Jai Shri Radhe Shyam.
Hare Krishna, can all the children come to the back? We'll be resuming Bal Gopal.
Yeah, big round of applause for Anuragi. She's taking the Bal Gopal. Come on, Gopal. Gopal. And the adults. No, I'm going to bring the adults. Can the adults come in, please? We're doing the Bhagavad class, please. So now Guru Sevak Prabhu listens to Srila Prabhupada's classes regularly and reads Prabhupada's purports regularly and also listens to other speakers. So the combination of two, and then plus his own realizations. It's very important that you hear a speaker and they are like Sukha. Sukha means parrot. So Sukadev spoke to Parikshit Maharaj. So whatever he learned from Vyasdevji, he's repeating that. That is the principle. And he's putting his bhav in it. looking at Parikshit Maharaj, he's only got 7 days. And he wanted to, within 7 days, give the conclusion that Krishna's tu Bhagwan Swayam, that Krishna is the Supreme Lord. And then he was going to leave his body. When he left his body, he had realized that Krishna is the Supreme. So you can see that we got more than 7 days. We have, seems to have long life, seem to have. Sometimes people pop off. But even then we don't retain. Jo kuch hum sunte hain, wo hum yaad nahi karte, rakhte nahi yaad. So whatever he's going to say is very, very important. And I think the whole topic is very important because, like I said, we normally just focus on Krishna Leela and that's it. But Bhagavatam goes in stages, many cantos. There's 12 cantos there. And it slowly, slowly takes you up there. You can't go to the highest level. You go through the levels. So I'll call the other scene. Just give me a couple of seconds.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Mukam karoti vachalam pangam langayate girim yat kripatamaham vande paramananda madhava Shri Guru Dinatarinam. Repeat after me. Narayanam namaskritya naram chaiva narotamam deving saraswatim vyasam tato jayam udiraye nashta prayeshva padreshu nityam bhagavat sevaya bhagavati uttam shaloke bhaktir bhavati naishtaki. So Hari Bol everyone, welcome to Sunday program. I know we've had a lot of programs over the last week, so devotees are a bit tired from that. So today we'll be discussing Canto 4, and it'll be chapters 2 till 6. So I'll start with Srimad Bhagavatam Canto 4, chapter 2, verse 1. So if you repeat after me, Vidur Uvacha Bhave Shilavatam Shreshte Daksho Dutir Vatsala Vidvesham Akarot Kasmad Anardyat Majam Satim Vidur Uvacha Bhave Shilavatam Shreshte Daksho Duhritir Vatsala Vidvesham Akarot Kasmad Anadritya Majam Satim. Viduruvacha Bhave Silvatam Shreshte Daksho Dutira Vatsalaha Vidvesham Akarot Kasma Anadridatmajam Satim. Anyone else? Vidur Uvacha. You can do the rest of it, sorry. Yeah. Bhave Shilavatam Shreshte Amakarot kasma. Vilatmadam satim.
Anyone else from the ladies? Okay, no volunteers from the ladies today. So we'll go word for word. Vidur uvacha. Vidur said. Bhave. Towards Lord Shiva. Shilavatam. Among the gentle. Shreshte. The best. Daksha. Daksha. Duhrit Vatsalaha. Being affectionate towards his daughter. Vidvesham. Enmity. Akarot. Did exhibit. Kasmat. Why? Anadritya. Neglecting. Atmajam. His own daughter. Satim. Sati. So translation by Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Vidur inquired, why was Daksha, who was so affectionate towards his daughter, envious of Lord Shiva, who is the best amongst the gentle? Why did he neglect his daughter Sati? So if you repeat after me, Vidur inquired, why was Daksha, who was so affectionate towards his daughter, envious of Lord Shiva, who is the best amongst the gentle? Why did he neglect his daughter Sati? So purport by Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. In the second chapter of the fourth canto, the cause of the dissension between Lord Shiva and Daksha, which was due to a great sacrifice arranged by Daksha for the pacification of the entire universe, is explained. Lord Shiva is described here as the best of the gentle, because he is not envious of anyone. He is equal to all living entities, and all other good qualities are present in his personality. The word Shiva means all auspicious. No one can be an enemy of Lord Shiva's, for he is so peaceful and renounced that he does not even construct a house for his residence, but lives underneath a tree, always detached from all worldly things. The personality of Lord Shiva symbolizes the best of gentleness. Then why was Daksha, who offered his beloved daughter to such a gentle personality, inimical towards Lord Shiva, so intensely that Sati, the daughter of Daksha and the wife of Lord Shiva, gave up her body? So I'll be going through the reasons why this happened. Everyone's heard of Sati because there's a tradition that ladies followed in the previous ages, that when their husbands passed away, the ladies would jump on the funeral pyre, and it was called Sati. So they basically, in Kali Yuga, this has been basically disallowed. You're not allowed to do it anymore. So everyone's heard of Sati basically committing suicide like that, sacrificing her body that way. But why did that happen? And what was the reason? And clearly here, Srila Prabhupada saying that her father was behind the reason. So let's go into this. So you might think that if someone gave, those of you who have daughters, if you were to give your daughter to Lord Shivji, you'd be, as the wife of Lord Shiva, you'd be like, oh my God, this is incredible. Yeah, amazing. Like, people always look for a very good match for their daughters. So you think, well, why was Daksha not happy with Lord Shiva? Because he's the incarnation of the Supreme Lord. In order to mix with the material energy, the Lord incarnates as Lord Shiva. The example given in Brahma Samhita is Lord Vishnu and Lord Shiva. The difference is like between milk and yogurt. You can't say that yogurt is really different from milk, but you can't say it's the same either. But yogurt is only milk. So let's see what the reason was behind this. So Daksha, Marichi and Vashisht all decided to do a big sacrifice. This was eons ago. And they invited all the demigods, and Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva were present. So Daksha himself has organized this sacrifice. So he's the main person who's getting the sacrifice done for him. So all the demigods are present, Indra, all the Lord Brahma, Lord Shivji is there. So Daksha, when he enters the arena, he's got a natural effulgence because he's Lord Brahma's son. It's not just like your friend down the road who you see now and then. No, these are Prajapatis. These are like the progenitors that populated the whole universe. They're incredible, special people. And so when he came in, his effulgence was so great, all the other people in that assembly, their effulgence was diminished. So everyone thought this is some incredible personality. So everyone naturally stood up. And he said even in there, the fire demigods were there. And his effulgence was even greater than theirs. So everyone stood up. And Daksha knew he had this type of effulgence. So other than Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva, everyone else stood up. So when Daksha went to sit down, Lord Brahma said, okay, please take your seat. And Daksha noticed, why didn't Lord Shiva get up? And Lord Shivji and Lord Brahma were not required to get up because they're the three between Lord Vishnu, Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva, they're the people that run the actual universe. So Lord Vishnu maintains, Lord Brahma creates, Lord Shivji destroys. They're not, Lord Shivji is not even in the category of Jiva Tattva, whereas Daksha is. So really, like Lord Shivji had no reason to get up at all. It was not required. But Daksha still got upset. Very well, because he was actually envious of Lord Shiva. That was the problem. He was envious of Lord Shiva because Lord Shivji is renounced, completely renounced. And Srila Prabhupada actually compares him to Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj. So Lord Shivji doesn't live in a house, as Prabhupada described in the purport. He lives underneath the banyan tree, Mount Kailash. There's no residence, nothing there. He covers himself with ash. He has human skulls around his neck. And all the ghosts, hobgoblins and all that, they all surround him. And this is the prime of Vedic civilization. So you got a Varanashram system running very wonderfully. You got all the demigods. Cleanliness is at its max. All of the 4 principles of Dharma are at their absolute peak. So for them, they couldn't understand Lord Shiva. Daksha couldn't understand why is Lord Shivji getting so much glorification when he doesn't appear to follow the rules and regulations. Wearing ash. And this is not just like, this is like ash from crematoriums. Lord Shivji wears. Because he's completely renounced. And he said the reason why Srila Prabhupada compares to Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj, Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj used to chant next to a latrine. You know, like when you go to the bathroom, imagine like there's some Siddha Baba sitting there chanting. You'd be like, oh my God. But he used to do that, and that was his regular chanting because he used to get disturbed by so many people coming to see him. So he thought, I can't even do my bhajan properly, right? Let me just sit next to the latrine and then no one will disturb me. So Srila Prabhupada compares Lord Shivji like that, saying he's renounced like this. So Daksha couldn't understand why is he getting so much importance. So because he himself, Daksha actually means the, person who's expert in all material activity. That's what Daksha means. So he knows he's expert in all material activities. So he's thinking, well, I should be getting more respect than Lord Shiva. Then it's said actually that Daksha at this ceremony stood up to speak some words to everyone. But what did he start to do? Actually criticize Lord Shiva directly. He started to say that like Lord Shiva is basically, he's saying so many negative things. I don't want to repeat them because they're not true. I don't want to look a bit of against Lord Shiva. But one of the things he said was, and this shows you his idea or his desire. He said, he, meaning Lord Shiva, has already accepted himself as my subordinate, being married to my daughter in the presence of fire and Brahmins. He has married my daughter who is equal to Gayatri and has pretended to be just like an honest person. So you can see he's wanting there, Lord Shiva becomes subordinate to me. So the last straw was Lord Shivji didn't get up. And it is said that he didn't understand Lord Shiva, because what does Lord Shiva primarily do? Whenever you hear about Lord Shiva, what is most of the time he's doing? He's meditating, and meditating on Lord Ram, Lord Krishna. It said, the Prabhupada said that when Daksha walked into the place of the sacrifice, Lord Shivji was meditating on the Lord. He didn't even notice Daksha sitting down. And he goes, so Daksha got really annoyed, didn't understand what Lord Shivji actually was doing. He was meditating on the Lord. So he started saying all of these negative things towards Lord Shiva. And this shows you, there's one thing that devotees need to be very careful of. When somebody thinks they're in the right, and then they start to criticize, all measure of what they should say, what they shouldn't say, who they should say it to, what they should do, everything goes out the window. Because you think, I am correct, you think, well, I can do anything now. Daksha went so far, not just to criticize Lord Shiva, he even criticized his own father. He even said, Srila Prabhupada writes, he said that I didn't even want to give my daughter to Lord Shiva. He said, my father, he didn't even say my father, he goes, Brahma forced me to do it. And watch what Srila Prabhupada writes in the purport. He, meaning Daksha, was so angry that he did not acknowledge that the request to marry Sati to Lord Shiva came from his father. Instead, he referred to Brahma as Parameshti, the supreme teacher in the universe. Because of his temperament of gross anger, he was not prepared to accept Brahma as his father. In other words, he accused even Brahma of being less intelligent because he had advised Daksha to hand over his beautiful daughter to such a nasty fellow. In anger, one forgets everything. And thus, Daksha in anger not only accused the great Lord Shiva, but criticized his own father, Lord Brahma, for his not very astute advice that Daksha should hand over his daughter to Lord Shiva. Now, let me explain how this works. Who's the most intelligent person probably in the last century and a half? Einstein, you'd probably say, yeah? Revolutionary. So if someone comes afterwards and says Einstein's not very intelligent, what are you going to say? What have you done? What have you done? He came up with relativity. What have you done? Brahma, it says in Srimad Bhagavatam that there's only one person with sufficient intelligence to create the universe. That's what it says in Srimad Bhagavatam. Brahma is the only person. That's why he has 4 heads. He's super intelligent in order to create this universe. In Brahma Vimohan Leela, when the different Brahmas came to show, Krishna said to him, there's other Brahmas here with thousands of heads. They're even more intelligent than you, and their universes are even bigger too. So, because they needed that intellect to create bigger and bigger universes. So Daksha, who's the son, who's not as intelligent, clearly, is criticizing his own father. So you can see when he got angry, all sense went out the window. So this is what happens, is a mad elephant offense in this case. So Daksha goes even further and he curses Lord Shiva to say, you will not be entitled to any of the results of sacrifice. So at this point, Daksha got so annoyed, he just stormed off. And Lord Brahma was telling him, hey, sit down, it's okay, calm down. Ignored and just left. It's his own sacrifice. And he just left. And then Nandi became very annoyed. He was there. So he then cursed Daksha, saying, Daksha has accepted the body as all in all. Therefore, since he has forgotten the Vishnupad or Vishnugati and is attached to sex life only, within a short time he will have the face of a goat. So it's foreshadowing that he's going to lose his head, which he did. Spoiler alert, sorry, which he did, yes. So Bhrigu Muni then cursed the followers of Lord Shiva. So Bhrigu Muni is on the side of Daksha, because Bhrigu is the king of the Brahmins, basically. He's like super next level. So Bhrigu Muni curses the follower of Lord Shiva, saying, one who takes a vow to satisfy Lord Shiva, or who follows such principles, will certainly become an atheist and will become diverted from transcendental scriptural injunctions. So if you imitate Lord Shiva, you will go away from this transcendental scriptural injunctions. And he says, he elaborates, those who vow to worship Lord Shiva are so foolish that they imitate him by keeping long hair on their heads. When initiated into the worship of Lord Shiva, they prefer to live on wine, flesh, and other things. Bhrigu Muni continued, since you blaspheme the Vedas and the Brahmins, who are followers of the Vedic principles, it is understood that you have already taken shelter of the doctrine of atheism. So you can see, if you try to imitate Lord Shiva and do the things he does, you go away from Vedic principles. That's what Bhrigu Muni is trying to say here. There's a group of Lord Shivaji worshippers, not all of them, there's a group that actually do this. Do you told them they're Agori sadhus, yeah. So then this cursing, counter-cursing, Lord Shivaji didn't like this very much. And being gentle, as the shloka suggests, Lord Shivaji just left from that place. So this is, if you actually look what happened in this is a correct behavior by all parties involved. You might think, oh, this is terrible. Why did they do this? This is really bad. When a great personality or a Vaishnava is being blasphemed, it's the duty of others there to stand up for them. Not the person who's getting blasphemed. They just stay quiet because they're humble. But the other Vaishnavas have said, if you don't say something, or if you don't actually defend that person, you're just as much party to that. So you might not even done it, but because you didn't defend, you're equally as culpable. So this cursing and counter-cursing, they were doing the right thing. But Lord Shivaji found it distasteful. So he thought, we came for a sacrifice and look at this. So he left. And he said they carried on doing the sacrifice anyway. And they were successful in doing it. And then they left. So after that, Daksha thought, well, let me do 2 more sacrifices. So these are very, very big sacrifices that he did. But this time, he didn't even invite Lord Shiva. He chose to exclude Lord Shiva. And it said that, it explains that when people do sacrifices, when I say that the demigods get their share, I used to not understand what this meant. I thought, what does it mean? That you get the smuggery? I thought the smuggery is not even really nice. It's just like little grains and stuff. Who wants that? But it actually is that prasad is offered to Lord Vishnu, and the Lord accepts that prasad. And the demigods get a share of that prasad. So that's what they're waiting for. And you have to remember, these are like sacrifices that are done so perfectly that they do tests for it. When they do these sacrifices, it's not just like you do a yajna and you think, well, maybe the Lord accepted it. We don't know, everyone, prasadam time. It's not like that. Like what they do is the actual the Brahmins, to test the powers of their mantra, Srila Prabhupada writes this in the purport, they would sacrifice an animal and then bring it back to life. If their mantras are accurately and the things done properly, they'll be able to successfully bring it back to life. Or say it's been born here and then go and verify that. So these were all verified yajnas to say, okay, yeah, this is going to work. So the Lord would accept their offerings. So this would be like prasad from the Lord. So the demigods, like I'll give the example, when a Maharaj comes and eats from the temple, isn't everyone trying to chase the maha off his plate? So you can imagine if Lord Vishnu eats, would we not chase the offering off the plate? All on these great, great sadhus, they all want to have it. So Daksha did these 2 ceremonies and he didn't invite Lord Shiva. So aeroplanes were going over where Kailash Parvat, where Lord Shivaji and Sati were sitting. And she saw that a lot of these demigoddesses were going there all dressed up very nicely. So she thought, well, I would like to go as well. I would like to go with my husband. So they asked her, where are you going? And he goes, because you're going to your father's house. We're not going anywhere else, going to your father's house. She goes, oh, there's something happening there, because she didn't have an invite. And they said, yeah, there's a big ceremony. I'm surprised you don't know about it. Obviously, there's no Facebooks or Instagrams or anything then. So it would be like invitation only. So she said, I haven't been invited. And so she thought, well, it's my father's house. I don't need an invite. I can go. So she goes to see Lord Shiva and says, look, can we go to my father's house? They're all dressed up very nicely. Can we also dress up nicely? I've been given ornaments from my father when I got married. He gave me so much gold and outfits and everything. I can put them all on and we can go. And Lord Shivji reflected for a moment and remembered all the harsh things that Daksha had said to him. And he said Lord Shivji was actually a little bit upset by it. Even though he's the incarnation of the Lord, he was still upset a little bit by it, but he didn't show it so much. So what he actually said to Lord Shivji said to Sati, one should not go to anyone's house, even on the consideration of his being a relative or friend, when the man is disturbed in his mind and looks upon the guest with raised eyebrows and angry eyes. What that means is, well, you're going to go somewhere where they hate your guts. You're not invited, don't go. And Lord Shivji said, if one is hurt by the arrows of an enemy, one's not as aggrieved as when cut by the unkind words of a relative, for such grief continues to rend on one's heart day and night. So this is Lord Shivji saying it to Parvati, sorry. And then later on, after a whole, Shivji told us so many things, and at the end he said, if you go, it won't be good for you. And finished with that. Sati was very angry at that point, and she was pacing, it said she was pacing around the room, or the area where they were staying, and then she just sat and then looked at Lord Shivji with eyes to burn him. That's what it was written in Srimad Bhagavatam. And then she just got up and decided, I'm going to go. So she walked out, and immediately all the ghosts and goblins and everything arranged for her a nice bull to transport her, gave so many palanquins and this and that, and made it a huge, like, incredible parade going there. So she have some entourage at least, because they knew Lord Shivji would want her protected. So they were all sent there, they all went with her to protect her. So Sati Mata arrives at the sacrifice, and her mother and sisters greet her very nicely. They welcome her very nicely, lovingly say, how are you? How is Lord Shiva? How's everything? Her father ignores her completely. So she sits down and she's thinking, okay, fine. She didn't really pay much attention to the fact that her mother and sisters had greeted her, because she was the youngest daughter. So she was the pet. So the father's pet. So when the father didn't greet her at all, she was very upset by that, thinking, he didn't greet me at all. So she then sat there looking at him with those eyes to burn him. And she's thinking, look how terrible this person is. Then when he started doing the sacrifices, there were specific mantras that you're supposed to utter to give offerings to Lord Shiva. And they were missing from the sacrifice. And Bhrigu Muni was there. So many other rishis were there. So this was a huge sacrifice. And she got so angry, saying, look, they are disrespecting my husband. And Lord Shiv, everyone knows who great Lord Shivji is. And she thought, why am I connected to this person? Even though he's my father, I'm embarrassed to be connected to him. When Lord Shivji would refer to Sati as Dakshayani, that you're the daughter of Daksha, she would hate it, because she was thinking, Daksha, who's offended Lord Shiva, I've got this body from him. So she thought, forget it, I will no longer keep this body. So it says she changed into saffron clothes and sat down. And then she meditated on, first of all, she meditated on the unkind words that Daksha had said. And so she started to get very, very angry inside, and she started meditating on fire. And then she started to meditate on the lotus feet of Lord Shiva. And she ignited that fire within herself, and her body just set alight. And she destroyed her body. And Srila Prabhupada actually writes in the purport that Srila Prabhupada writes in the purport that because Sati was meditating on Lord Shiva and not Lord Vishnu, she didn't go back to Godhead. She got another material body. And it's said that she went straight to her next body in the womb of Menaka. And it's Prabhupada saying, because she wasn't meditating on Lord Vishnu, she didn't go back to God. She was meditating on Lord Shiva. That's why when Lord Shivji actually delivers someone at, Varanasi, he comes to their ear and whispers Ram in their ear. So they remember Lord Ram and go back to Godhead. So this thing happens, and Sati sets herself alight. And immediately all the ghosts and goblins and ghouls that have come with Sati start to run towards Brigumani, and all of the Brahmins and everyone, then they start to attack. You can imagine, like, when you have some of these sort of commotion things, all of a sudden they started running. And Brigumani is very, very intelligent. So he starts offering Vedic mantras to create demigods to fight against them. And he does these mantras, and from the yajna, the Ribu demigods immediately emerge from there and start fighting these ghouls and defeat them. And they're driven off by this, and they run back to Lord Shivji. And when Lord Shivji hears what happened to Sati, he became very, very angry. And especially when he heard how Bhrigu Muni had opposed his associates. So he actually pulled out a hair from his head and dashed it to the ground. And Virabhadra came from there. And he is absolutely giant, like the effulgence of 3 suns. And he actually tells Virabhadra, go and kill Daksha and his associates. So Virabhadra goes there, and at that time in the sacrificial arena, Daksha immediately started seeing bad omens everywhere. It's the same thing that used to happen to Ravan and others when they're going to get killed by Lord Ram. They suddenly started seeing all these bad omens everywhere. And they started seeing like the symptoms of like a hurricane, but there's no rain, there's no wind, there's nothing. And they're like, where is this coming from? And then all of a sudden, Virabhadra shows up, and literally there's pandemonium everywhere. And Bhrigu Muni is arrested by Virabhadra, and he rips off his mustache. And there's a demigod Bhaga who, when Lord Shivji was getting cursed, he did his eyebrows up like this, like, what's happening? Virabhadra ripped out his eyes. And there's a demigod Pusha and Daksha himself that was smiling when Lord Shivji was cursed. So Virabhadra destroyed their teeth, just ripped their teeth out. Is they say, compare it to Balaramji when that king of Kalinga was smiling when betting against him. And he kept betting higher and higher. And then when Balaram actually won, he said, no, you didn't win. And then Balaram smashed his teeth. So free dental care for all of them. So Virabhadra did all of these, and then he saw Daksha, and he actually went and sat on his chest and tried to rip his head off. He couldn't get through his skin. Daksha was so powerful, he couldn't actually tried everything to get through, couldn't do it. And then he saw the implement that they used to sacrifice the animals next to the yajna. Now these are supercharged with yogic energy. These implements they're not just your regular like knife or whatever. So then he picked it up, and with that beheaded Daksha and took his head. So after that, you could imagine everyone was shocked by this, and all the demigods were obviously very upset. So, sorry, I just need to stand up a minute. Just sitting for so long as... I'll probably sit on a chair, I think, yeah. Sit for a while. So the demigods that are remaining go to Lord Brahma and tell him what's happened. And it's said that Lord Brahma and Lord Vishnu didn't actually attend the sacrifice because they knew what was coming, so they just didn't go. So all of this happened, and it said when Lord Brahma heard everything from the demigods and the members who attended the sacrifices, he said, you cannot be happy executing a sacrifice if you blaspheme a great personality and thereby offend his lotus feet. You cannot have happiness in that way. So I'll compare that. They say it's a great personality, but you can just call that Vaishnava Prad, basically. Shivji is the topmost Vaishnava. So whenever we do some service for the Lord or puja or whatever it is, if we commit offenses against the devotees, either during or after it, it says you can't be happy in executing that sacrifice. And in this instance, Daksha was killed for that offense. He didn't really, he just excluded Lord Shivji from it, but it was worthy of him to be killed in that sacrifice. So when we do whatever devotional service and afterwards we come off and we criticize this person, that person, that person, you've just undone everything you just did. Because the tongue is very, very powerful in this age. It can deliver yourself by this tongue, by chanting the holy name of the Lord, and you can sink yourself as well by criticizing devotees. So I've given this example before. When Advaita Acharya was going to appear, Sadashiva and Mahavishnu appeared and merged together. Yamaraj then came and said, what service is there for me? And Advaita Acharya said, what do you mean? What are you saying? He goes, now that you're going to the earthly planet, you will deliver everyone. There'll be no one to go to hell. So what service do you have for me? Yamaraj said, I'll be free. Please tell me what to do. Advaita Acharya said, don't worry. Well, I'm coming to deliver everyone on the planet. Sure, no doubt. But those that criticize devotees will still end up in hellish planets. And he said, Jagai and Madai, what's the one thing that they didn't do? Correct. That's the only one. That's the only one thing they didn't do, mind you. They did everything else. That's the one thing they didn't do. That's why they were saved. So we have to be very careful. The tendency happens because one becomes puffed up with pride after doing something. And that's especially true after doing something big. You don't get full of pride for, I don't know, tidying up the cushions in the corner or something. I did, look how great I am. No. Well, if you do, then, well done. But if the little kids do it, then you're like, excellent, well done. Typically, you have to do something big, and then you get a little bit proud from doing that. So that's the point when you're most likely to then start committing offenses against devotees. And that's the time we should be the most careful. After doing something big, you just go and say, it's not me, the Lord, my Guru Maharaj engaged me. And that way you get it off your head that you did anything. You think, well, my Guru Maharaj is engaging me, this is why it happened. As soon as we think, I did it, then it becomes, well, what did you do? What else did you do? And this is where we end up falling down. This is where you end up having issues. So we should learn from this that I said, Daksha is leagues and leagues better than any of us. He is literally the son of Lord Brahma. And Lord Brahma, actually, when he went to see Lord Shiva, he actually said, I'll read it. It's very, very nice, Srila Prabhupada said. Okay. When Lord Brahma and the demigods then went to Kailash to see Lord Shivji, and Lord Brahma went with the demigods because he thought, you're not going to be able to apologize properly to Lord Shivji, I'll just come with you. And so he went there, and they found Lord Shivji there under a banyan tree. There's 800 miles high and 600 miles wide. Very big banyan. The banyan trees are big anyway. If you go to Bharat and have a look, they are massive. So you can imagine on Kailash Parvat, which is so like incredibly opulent, they're a huge tree there. And he said Lord Shivji was sitting with the four Kumaras, Kuver, and he was talking and discussing devotional service with Narad Muni. And he said Narad Muni and Lord Shivji always are discussing very nicely, that they have a wonderful relationship. But it also says the four Kumaras and Lord Shivji have a very intimate relationship too, because Lord Shivji appeared when Lord Brahma cursed the four Kumaras. So when Lord Brahma, the four Kumaras were generated, they're small boys, and Lord Brahma said, okay, fine, now go and become progenitors and populate the universe. And they basically went, no, thank you. We're okay. We don't want to get married. We don't want to have kids. We want to just do devotional service. And Lord Brahma got so angry, he goes, well, you're behaving like children, so fine, stay like children. So the four Kumaras are small, like 4 or 5 year old boys. They're not even wearing any clothes. And so they always have that appearance, even though they're the oldest personalities in the whole universe. So when he was angry like that at the four Kumaras, from his forehead came Lord Shiva. And so Lord Shivji and the four Kumaras are very nicely united like that. And he said Kuver was also there, who is literally, I think Srila Prabhupada put in there, fabulously wealthy. Like ridiculously wealthy, even in terms of the demigods. He's a treasurer of the demigods. So it said that Lord Shivji was sitting there with all perfection in renunciation, but also at the same time, all material opulence as well, because Kuver is sitting there. So Lord Shivji's got ownership over both, pure spirituality and all the material opulence too. So when Lord Brahma went there and started to pray to Lord Shiva, the first thing he said, or one of the first things he said was, hold on. So he said that, O Lord, you have ordained that the heavenly planets and the spiritual Vaikuntha planets and the impersonal Brahman sphere as the respective destinations of the performers of auspicious activities. Similarly, for others who are miscreants, you have destined different kinds of hells, which are horrible and ghastly, yet sometimes it looks that their destinations are just the opposite. So if you look at it, the example Srila Prabhupada gives is a jar mill. He was doing all kinds of nonsense activities which would guarantee him time in hell. That's why the Yamduts came. Because, but he ended up saying the name of Narayan and ended up in Vaikuntha instead. Whereas Daksha, who is like one of the top most pious people, doing all these incredible sacrifices and stuff, which literally not any ordinary person can do. Yet what happened? He ended up getting killed by Veerabhadra because of committing some offense. So Brahma says it's amazing that this happens. Sometimes the very objective you're going for, you don't get, and you end up getting the opposite. So Lord Brahma said that this is like the providence of the Lord. You can't tell. And he says next that persons who observe everything with differentiation, who are simply attached to fruitive activities, are mean-minded, and who are always pained to see the flourishing condition of others, and who give distress to them by uttering harsh and piercing words, have already been killed by providence. There is no need for them to be killed by an exalted personality like you. So I said, when I mentioned this the other day, I said, this sounds like something that demons do, yeah? That they're always attached to fruitive activities, who are mean-minded, who, when other people are doing really well, they think, why is he doing so well? Yeah? Some of this starting to sound familiar? Those who always give distress to other people by uttering harsh and piercing words. And this sounds like something that a lot of us do as well. In fact, loads of us do. We get envious of others' success. Oh, why has this person got this? Why has this person got that? I should have it as well. Say something negative. Say something negative. So Srila Prabhupada says, persons who are materialistic and always engaged in fruitive activities for material profit cannot endure seeing the flourishing life of others, except for a few persons in Krishna consciousness. The entire world is full of such envious people. Do not take that to mean everyone in Krishna consciousness is non-envious. That's not what Srila Prabhupada said. Except for a few persons in Krishna consciousness who have attained that stage of being non-envious. Everyone else is, and we all are. Our original sin, so to speak, is being envious of the Lord. Envious meaning, why is he doing so well? I should be that. Why is he so good at this? I should be able to do that. Why is he getting respect? I should be getting respect. That's what Daksha's sin was, wasn't it? He was envious of Lord Shiva. And that's Daksha, the son of Lord Brahma, the creator of the universe, the head of our sampradaya. Okay? That's his son who had that quality. Are we better than Daksha? No way. Not even near. We're not even any kind of a category. We're just lowly humans. So we all have this. So we should try to get rid of Prabhupada used to say, how can you judge if you're advancing Krishna consciousness? How envious are you? How jealous are you? Prabhupada said, you can test yourself. You don't need to get anyone else to test you. How envious are you? How jealous are you? So we all know this in ourselves. We know that everyone can pretend like, oh, I don't get envious of anyone, Prabhu. Hey, I wouldn't get any maha. What's going on? He got it, I didn't get it. Yeah, we all like to think, I'm not envious. I'm not proud. I don't get angry. I don't do that. Next thing you know, everyone knows themselves. So we should try to get qualities like Lord Shiva. That's the message in this. That one, listen to good advice. Sati Mata should have listened to Lord Shivji's advice. He was advising her very nicely. But whatever she desired, that's what she wanted to do. and look at the outcome. So many times we get good advice, but we don't listen to it. And then what happens? We destroy our own future. That's the main thing. Look, Sati Mata had to quit her body because she was like disgusted with it. That's it. I don't want anything to do. And it was the worst result. So, Lord Brahma then says to Lord Shiva, my dear Lord Shiva, you are a shareholder of the portion of sacrifice and you are the giver of results. The bad priests did not deliver your share and therefore you destroyed everything. And the sacrificial remains are unfinished. Now do the needful and take your rightful share. He said, my dear Lord, by your mercy, the performer of the sacrifice, King Daksha, may get back his life. So give him back his life. Bhaga may get back his eyes, Brigu his mustache, and Pusha his teeth. O Lord Shiva, may the demigods and priests whose limbs have been broken by your soldiers recover from their injuries by your grace. And O destroyer of sacrifice, please take your portion of the sacrifice and let it be completed. So Lord Brahma and the demigods had to go and apologize and ask Lord Shiva. He's quite capable of... They gave him back his head. It was a goat's head, wasn't it, that they attached. And it's to remind him of what he did. So he doesn't go back to straight being Daksha again. After he got the goat's head, he was very humble. So you can see, if you don't humble yourself, the Lord or his devotees do for you. It's much easier just to humble yourself. And in fact, this is why you get a spiritual master. When our spiritual master was here, trust me, we were humbled. You stupid nonsense donkey. Guru Maharaj would say that from the mic. One of the classes that I uploaded, Guru Maharaj got everyone to, actually respond to him, because everyone say stupid, nonsense, donkey. Guru Maharaj goes, don't worry if some of you are. Guru Maharaj used to get us all to respond like this. Can you imagine even doing that nowadays? You won't get past the first word, stupid. Everyone goes, I'm not stupid. This is what a guru does. The guru is designed to destroy your ego and your pride. Because otherwise, that's why we do everything on behalf of the guru. Whether it's pujari service, whether it's singing, whether it's preaching, whether it's even cleaning the temple, anything, your guru is engaging you. Can you think to go to the Queen's Palace and start sweeping the courtyard? What will happen if Akash comes up there turning up with a brush? So I'm here for cleaning service. With a camera. So, yeah. So, what will they do? Will they let Akash do the sweeping in the courtyard, do you think? No, they'll probably send him to... Yeah, exactly. They'll probably send him to jail. He just wants to sweep, though. You've got to have permission. He has to have everything authorized. Similarly, to serve the Lord very nicely, you get this rubber stamp. Your guru gives you that rubber stamp. Here. The Brahman thread, the mala, the tilak. Okay, you can serve the Lord. He gives you that so you can do it. So we're not doing anything. The minute you give... Srila Prabhupada gave all credit for what he was doing to Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati. He did everything, but he gave all credit. So whenever we do anything, give credit to your spiritual master. Genuinely. And Srila Prabhupada said it. He goes, I have so many times more ability than my own spiritual master. And when I heard this, I was like, whoa. And Srila Prabhupada said, that's why I was able to achieve more than he did. He goes, and all of you have more ability than me. He goes, you're all Americans. You have 20 times more ability than I have. So I expect you to do 20 times what I've done. And when I heard that, I was like, oh my God, because we always think, Srila Prabhupada was so great and we're so tiny, so I'll just do this little 0.5% of what Srila Prabhupada did. I'll just preach to this Prabhu next to me, hey Prabhu, read Bhagavad Gita. Job done. I've served Srila Prabhupada. Srila was expecting us to do 20 times what he did. So we should all be trying to do more. Go out of your comfort zone and try to do more. And you'll find the guru, with the instruction, he gives the mercy to do it. And I said to my father, I said, do you know why I'm trying so hard with these workshops, trying so hard to preach? Because in one of the classes, Guru Maharaj literally said by name, Guru Sevak, Anuragi, I want you to become preachers in the future. It's on YouTube. And when I saw that, I was like, right, Guru Maharaj has given the instruction, I'm going to do it. So these workshops that we're putting together, I'm putting them together to cover all the different topics of Krishna consciousness, not in surface detail. Believe you me, we go to the nth degree in detail and cover it from all different angles, whether it's shastric, logical, scientific, everything. So that if you get asked, or your kids get asked, why don't you drink some beer? Why don't you have some wine? It's not that bad. You'll be all right. You'll be able to tell them, here's so many 20 million reasons why I don't. And maybe you should stop as well, unless you want to end up with this hell, that hell, this thing. Do you understand? It's not simply, well, I don't drink, I don't need to come to this workshop. Yeah, but what about your children? What about when your relatives ask you, hey, you guys don't seem to have any fun as devotees? Tell them to come to Sunday program, see how much fun we have. You'll have answers there for them. And the later workshops will literally cover all the different topics of Krishna consciousness. So please, everyone, I request that you attend. We're going to be having it this Saturday. I'll finish here. So the workshop will be this Saturday from 11 till 1. So it's happening this Saturday, but then we're going to switch to potentially doing it on Zoom. So keep an eye out for that. But please do attend in person. We're not recording any of the sessions. If you miss it, you miss out. I had a number of people come up to me and said, I wanted to come to that vegetarian one. Have you got a recording? I said, nope. Because if you don't come, you don't get the knowledge. I goes, please attend. So we put a lot of hard work into this, and you'll see as the weeks go on and you pick up all of that knowledge, when you go then and preach to someone else, you'll suddenly have so many points and you'll be thinking, man, I never knew this stuff before, but look how effective it is. And I always say, Tamal Prabhu, when I first started to go to the gym with him before he came to the temple, and I was preaching to him, and then one day I saw him talking to someone else and he was making all those points. And he came to me afterwards and he goes, Guru Siva, I learned it from when you were talking to me. And I was so happy to think, great, look, he's doing what he should. He learned it, he's gone on then and he's talking to others and telling them, hey, this is why you should become vegetarian. This is why you should give up gambling, intoxication, illicit sex, etc. So please, everyone, do attend. So I'll finish the class there. So, any questions? Any questions? Yes. Oh, have we got? Is it on?
I don't know if I'll be phrasing this right, but I'll try my best. So we celebrate a lot of appearance days and disappearance days of a lot of gurus and sadhus in the parampara. And on the topic of Vaishnava Prad, we often don't really glorify Lord Shiv on Shivratri or things, but we do for, or not even just our direct Guru Srila Prabhupada, but all the other
gurus. Yeah.
So I was wondering on that topic of Lord Shiva being the greatest devotee, why we don't usually offer that's not like we say respect, but we don't offer that same glorification and worship that we do to the other.
Yeah, it's a very good question. In fact, the bit I missed out of the class, you just reminded me, that was the last point. So at the end of one of the purports, Srila Prabhupada actually says that because Lord Shiva Daksha tried to exclude Lord Shiva and Lord Brahma from accepting the results of the sacrifice, it was not complete. And Srila Prabhupada said, when you worship the Supreme Lord, you can't exclude the demigods. He goes, well, what does that mean in Kali Yuga for us? We don't do huge fire sacrifices and all that kind of stuff. Srila Prabhupada said that when we chant Mahamantra in Nam Sankirtan, he goes, not only Lord Krishna, but all the demigods are also satisfied in that. And Srila Prabhupada actually said, in this age, no one's doing sacrifices. So that's why all of the things like the rain, the sun is unregulated. If you notice, it's all over the place now. You don't get rain and sunshine, all that kind of, when you want it. It happens when you don't want it. And Srila Prabhupada said, by doing Harinam Sankirtan, this is the Yuga Dharma for this age. You satisfy all the demigods and the Lord together. And Srila Prabhupada said, you don't need to worship the demigods, but you should respect them. What we tend to do, or we used to do in ISKCON a lot, was disrespect the demigods and then worship the Lord. That's what Daksha tried to do. Not successful like that. So you respect Lord Shivji as the topmost Vaishnava. In fact, Srila Prabhupada said in there, in earlier on, Srila Prabhupada saying that, I'll find the quote. So Srila Prabhupada says, Lord Shiva's symptoms of austerity are not exactly those of a Vaishnav, but Lord Shiva is certainly the number one Vaishnav. So Srila Prabhupada is saying, even though some of the things he's doing, like putting ash on himself, and all that, the Vaishnavas don't do that, but he's definitely the number one Vaishnav. So he is Vaishnav Nam Yatashambha. And in Mayapur and all the places, they have, even in York Beat, they've got a shivling right there, which protects the actual place. So in Bharat, in many of the places, they do have shivlings there in the major, and they do celebrate Shivratri and everything. So they has started to do that. And in fact, my Guru Maharaj was saying that when Srila Prabhupada was here, my Guru Maharaj requested that they celebrate Ram Navami, wasn't it? And Diwali. So ISKCON wasn't celebrating Diwali then. So my Guru Maharaj wrote to Srila Prabhupada, and they wrote, didn't it? An Indian gentleman is Punjabi gentleman is asking. That was my spiritual master asking, and that we celebrate Diwali. And Srila Prabhupada said, yeah, let's do it. And my Guru Maharaj was saying that if Srila Prabhupada hadn't left in 1977, Guru Maharaj was going to ask, can we start celebrating Shivratri as well? So because Srila Prabhupada was planning to introduce all of these things, but unfortunately he left beforehand. So he did put in place everything. But now we're obviously learning more from Srila Prabhupada's purport. So you can see they're adding Shivratri and everything into the calendar. It's in there. They do celebrate in Bharat and stuff. It will get more widespread. Yeah. So I hope that answers your question.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Sorry, can I ask a
Yeah.
question? So he discussed about Vaishnava Aparadha, Prabhuji. So my question is the devotees, especially those practicing Krishna consciousness, or they want to become Krishna consciousness, they come regularly temple. So what is the symptom they can understand they already committed a Vaishnava Aparadha? What symptoms appear on their behavior or character, and what is the process to come out from the Aparadha, Vaishnava Aparadha?
Okay, so to come out of it is very simple. You got to go to the person you offended and basically ask for forgiveness. Unfortunately, there is the result is that the first thing it does is it will destroy any of the progress that you've made. So what they say is the Bhakti Lata Bij, as soon as you commit mad elephant offense, it stops it fructifying. So you don't end up getting the same results that you would get from doing that bhakti. You will notice that because when you're doing those same things, you won't get that same ecstasy, that same happiness, that same incredible feeling that you get by doing devotional service. In fact, what happens is devotees that have stagnated over the years, you find them enjoying their rounds less and less. You find them thinking, I've been a devotee for so long, and I don't feel like I'm advancing, Prabhu. Likelihood they've committed quite a lot of Vaishnava Aparadha, and they're not getting association to come out of that stage. And so you'll notice the effects there, because you will start to not experience, when everyone else is enjoying, you'll be sitting there like, man, and you see everyone else in ecstasy, you're thinking, well, what happened? You'll start to see like that. If it gets worse and worse, what ends up happening is the Lord can even kick you out of the association of devotees. That's what can happen. So we have to be very careful that excessive Vaishnava Aparadha means that even they stop their practice. What can happen? With too much Vaishnava Aparadha, you can even stop doing the practice. So you find many people that have gone away from the movement, they don't even chant anymore. They start eating onion and garlic again. And we've actually, like we discussed in the vegetarian workshop, onion and garlic eating is the same as eating cow flesh. It's from there. And I'll quickly explain why. So when they were doing Samudra Manthan, the demigods and the demons, the nectar came out, and Dhanvantari was holding it. The pot of nectar was stolen by a demon, and he stole that pot of nectar. Lord Vishnu turned into Mohini Murti and got the pot of nectar back. He had drunk it, this demon had, and Mohini Murti severed his head. And some of the nectar from his lips dripped onto the planet Earth. And from that, onion and garlic sprouted up. So it's said that nectar otherwise can make you immortal. That's why onion and garlic have a lot of medicinal properties, everything like that. But like milk that's been touched by a serpent's lips, you don't drink it, even though that milk might have been pure, because it's poisonous. So like this, onion and garlic have that same demoniac quality. That's why they bring you into the mode of darkness. And also, Srila Prabhupada gave one example. There's a king that was offering, who wanted to eat flesh. So every month, a Brahmin would come and whisper into the ear, this life, I'll kill you. Next life, you kill me. And then they would kill the cow and the king would eat it. So one month, the Brahmin thought, well, let me see what this cow flesh tastes like. So one of the ankles of the cow, he hid and dug it in the ground. Then when he came back, he went to dig up this cow ankle, and from there was no cow ankle left, and onion and garlic had sprouted. And it said the onion has layers like a cow's flesh has layers. And it said that when you cut it, the reason that you cry is because in Kali Yuga, the cow cries that even in this age, a Brahman will want to eat my flesh. So this is why eating onion and garlic is considered the same as eating cow's flesh, which is like the worst thing. So you can see when devotees commit loads of offenses, either against the Lord, against the devotees, against the process, against the movement, you find they go and they're not even able to chant. You say, Prabhu, you should try and do some rounds. Oh no, Prabhu, I don't feel like doing it anymore. So the fact that we're even engaged in devotional service is a big privilege. We should never think I'm being engaged. Just like you don't think that you go to the Holy Dham. You say, Radharani called me. So similarly, you don't see, well, I'm doing devotional service. No, my Guru Maharaj's mercy is making me do this service. I'm not worthy of it. And that's why Lord Srimad Prabhupada always emphasizes Trinadapi Sunichena. Not boss nu boss, is das nu das. If you're always das nu das to everyone, you won't offend them, because you'll think of them as your superior. The minute you think yourself superior to others, that's when you start doing things. That's when you start making these mistakes. Well, I'm better than him, I can say whatever I want. Who are we trying to imitate then? The spiritual master. He's the spiritual master, we're not. He's literally like saved their life. And it's his job to instruct them. It's not our job. But for those that are the management of the centers that are actually given the task by the spiritual master, he as a disciple develop them. They have the right to do it. But it doesn't mean everyone does like that. So when they do it, it's for the person's benefit. When you do it, it's out of pride or arrogance. Yeah? So hopefully that kind of answers the question a little bit. Was there another question? Sorry for that.
Excellent class, Guru Sahib. Thank you very much. I think everybody was really glued into it. I just have some comments to make, because it's a beautiful pastime. I read this canto a long, long time ago. I've restarted on first canto, so I'm get there eventually. But some additional bits of information that everything Sati did, it was with mistakes, She wanted to test Lord Ram.
Yeah.
Even the state advised not to.
Yeah.
She went to the Yagya, even though Lord Shiva said, don't go.
Yeah.
And one thing I do remember, because it's either I read it or it's from the Ramcharitmanas. The Ramcharit, because it's Lord Ram's, it was Ram Navami on Wednesday. Ramcharitmanas is Ram Katha in a easy to understand language of Hindi chopais, and it's two sides to it. Because somebody asked a question, why we don't. But one of the reasons Tulsidas wrote Ramcharitmanas was to popularize it when we were under foreign rule.
Oh, okay.
And they wanted to destroy our dharma. Mm-hmm. So he said, let's popularize it. Everybody can understand this language and sing it. Yeah. When you're singing something, you remember. Mm. Yeah. So Tulsidas, she wanted to test. She wanted to test Lord Ram. So she did a couple of mistakes there, right? And she was not surrendering to her Swami, her Lord Shiva, who was giving her good advice, but she was not listening. Then this whole incident happened, and then she became Parvati. She came back as Parvati. Totally different person. She was so humble. She went to Lord Shiva now. Because in the Ramcharitmanas, actually the first section, big section is all Shiv Katha. It's not Ram Katha. Somebody, Morai Bapu humorously said, somebody asked, several days now I've been here in this Katha. When is going to start Ram Katha? So far it's been Shiv Katha. Because one of the things, the starting point is they go to some saintly person, maybe Bharadwaj or somebody, to listen to Ram Katha. But she wasn't listening. Lord Shiva was absorbed totally. She wasn't listening. What's he going to say? So that her life is like that, where she is not respecting what Lord Shiva is doing and requesting. So as Parvati, she comes back and she's so humble now. She goes to Lord Shiva, genuinely seeking information, spiritual information. She said, I didn't understand Ram Katha. You please tell me again. Right? But not only that, in all the Purans, most of the Purans, the original Katha, because it's like we have Sut Goswami, and he tells the story of Shukta Goswami, and they go to some, a lot of them trace back to Lord Parvati asking Lord Shiva.
It's
you know?
amazing,
So that's the amazing thing, that before it was full of, she made many, many mistakes, but after as Parvati, she was a changed personality, and thanks to her asking Lord Shiva questions, we have all these different kathas, and which are mostly in the Purans.
Excellent. Wonderful. Thank you. So if everyone can stand up, we'll actually do arati now. Very good.
Jayo Sachinandana Jayo Nitai Chan Chinandana Jayo Nitai Chan Jayo Sachinandana Jayo Nitai Chan Sachinandana Jayo Nitai Chan Jayo Jayo Gaura Chande Arati ko shobha
Kiba Jayo Jaya Gaura Chande Arati ko shobha
Kiba Jayo Arati ko shobha
Kiba Jayo Jaya Gaura Chande Arati ko shobha
Nami tatavane Jag manulobha वास छत्रधारा
निकटे अद्वैता श्री वास छत्रधारा
ओशी अचे गौर रत्न सिंहासने
वासी अचे गौरा रत्ना सिंहासने
आरती को रहना ब्रह्मा आदि देवगाने
आरती को रहना ब्रह्मा आदि देवगाने
नरहरि आदि कोरी चमरा दुलाया
हरि आदि कोरी चमर धुलाया
संजय मुकुंद वासु घोष दिखाया
संजय मुकुंद वासु घोष दिखाया
शंका बाजे घंटा बाजे बाजे करता
शंखा बाजे घंटा बाजे बाजे करता
माधुरा मृदंगा बाजे परमर साला
मधुरा मृदंगा बाजे परमर साला
ओ शंका बाजे घंटा बाजे माधुर 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 बाजे
शंखा बाजे घंटा बाजे मधुर 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 बाजे
ओ शंका बाजे घंटा बाजे माधुर 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 बाजे
शंखा बाजे घंटा बाजे मधुर 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 बाजे
ओ माधुर 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 बाजे
मधुर 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 बाजे
ओ माधुर 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 बाजे
मधुर 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 बाजे
निताय गौरा हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल निताय गौरा हरि बोल
निताय गौरा हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल निताय गौर हरि बोल
ओ हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल
हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल
ओ हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल
हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल
बाहु कोटि चंद्राजिनी वदन उज्ज्वला
बाहु कोटि चंद्रजिनी वदन उज्ज्वला
काला देशे वहना माला कोरे जलमाला
काला देशे वनमाला कोरे जलमाला
शिवा सुख नाराधा गद गाधा
शिवा शुक नारद
हरि हरि
प्रेमे गद गाधा
ओ भक्ति विनोदा देखे गौरार संपाधा
भक्ति विनोदा देखे गौरार संपादा
शिव जयो जयो गौरा चंदे आरती को शोभा
शिव जय जय गौरा चंदे आरती को शोभा
जानमी ततवाने जग मनोलोभा
नवी तट बने जग मन लोभा
ओ गौरांगे आरती शोभा जग जन मानो लोभा
गौरांगे आरती शोभा जग जन मन लोभा
ओ गौरांगे आरती शोभा जग जन मानो लोभा
गौरांगे आरती शोभा जग जन मन लोभा
ओ जग जन मानो लोभा ओ जग जन मानो लोभा
जग जन मन लोभा
नित्य गौरा हरि
नित्य
बोल
गौर
हरि बोल
नित्य गौर
हरि बोल नित्य गौरा हरि बोल
नित्य गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल नित्य गौर हरि बोल
ओ हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल
हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल
नमयो मे विष्णुपदाय कृष्णप्रस्थाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांता स्वामी निति नामिने
नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णप्रस्थाय भूतले श्रीमति भक्ति वेदांता स्वामी निति नामिने
नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे
प्रभुपाद
गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे
प्रभुपाद
निर्वशेष शून्यवादिनी पश्चादिशतारिणे
नमस्ते सरस्वती देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यादशतारिणे
जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य
चैतन्य
प्रभु नित्यानंद
नित्यानंद
श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिव सदी भक्तवृंद
जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिव सदी गौरा भक्तवृंद
जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य Shiva Sadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shiva Sati Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Hare Krishna
Hari Hari
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Oh Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Oh Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama
Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Oh Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Oh Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Oh Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Jagannath Swami Nayan Patagami Nayan Patagami Baba Tume Jagannath Swami Nayan Patagami Nami Baba Tume Jagannath Swami Nayan Patagami Nayan Patagami Baba Tume Jagannath Swami Nayana Patagami Nayana Patagami Baba Tume Nilachal Chandra Swami Jagannath Nilachal Madhav Pyare Jagannath Nilachal Chandra Swami Jagannath Nilachal Madhava Pyare Jagannath Jayo Baladeva Jayo Subhadra Jayo Baladeva Jayo Subhadra Jai Baladev Jai Subhadra Jai Baladeva Jai
स्वामी नयन पथगामी नयन पथगामी बाबा तुम्हें
जगन्नाथ स्वामी
जय मणिबा
पथगामी नयन पथगामी बाबा तुम्हें
ओ जय सचिनंदन गौर हरे विष्णु प्रिया प्राणधन नदी विहारे
जय सचिनंदन गौर हरे प्रिया प्राणधन नदी विहारे
जय निताचान जय निताचान जय निताचान एक चक्रधाम
जय निताचान जय निताचान जय निताचान एक चक्रधाम
ओ गौरा 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 हरे गौरा 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 हरे
गौरा 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 हरे गौरा गौरा
जय निताय 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 गौरंगा निताय 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 गौरंगा
निताय 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 गौरांगा
ओ गौरंग निताय गौरंग निताय गौरंग निताय गौरंग निताय
गौरानिताय गौरानिताय
ओ जय निताय 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 गौरंगा निताय 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 गौरंगा
निताय 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 गौरांगा निताय निताय गौरांगा
ओ जय गौरा 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 हरे गौरा 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 हरे
गौरा 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 हरे गौरा 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 हरे
जय नित्यानंद राम जय नित्यानंद राम नित्यानंद राम नित्यानंद राम जय राधा माधव राधा माधव राधे
राधा माधव राधा माधव राधे
जय गिरी गोवर्धन गिरी गोवर्धन गिरी गोवर्धन जय गिरी गोवर्धन
जय गिरी गोवर्धन गिरी गोवर्धन गिरी गोवर्धन जय गिरी गोवर्धन
जय मधुसूदन 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 जय मधुसूदन
जय मधुसूदन 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 जय मधुसूदन
जय मानिमा मानिमा महनिमा जय मानिमा
मणिमा 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 जय मणिमा
जय राधा रामन राधा रामन राधे
जय राधा रमन राधा रमन राधे
रघुनंदन राघव राम हरे सिया राम हरे सिया राम हरे
रघुनंदन राघव राम हरे सिया राम हरे सिया राम हरे
ओ रघुनंदन राघव राम हरे सिया राम हरे सिया राम हरे
नंदन राघव राम हरे सिया राम हरे
सिया राम हरे सिया राम हरे सिया राम हरे सिया राम हरे
सिया राम हरे सिया राम हरे सिया राम हरे
रघुनंदन राघव राम हरे सिया राम हरे सिया राम हरे
रघुनंदन राघव राम हरे सिया राम हरे सिया राम हरे
ओ सिया राम हरे सिया राम हरे
हरे सिया राम हरे
ओ सिया राम हरे सिया राम हरे
सिया राम हरे सिया राम हरे
ओ सिया राम हरे सिया राम हरे ओ श्री राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय जय राम
श्री राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय जय राम
ओ श्री राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय जय राम
ओ श्री राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय जय राम
ओ श्री राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय जय राम
ओ श्री राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय जय राम
श्री राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय जय राम ओ श्री राम जय जय राम
श्री राम जय जय राम
ओ श्री राम जय जय राम जयो प्रभुपाद जयो प्रभुपाद प्रभुपाद जयो प्रभुपाद जगत गुरु
Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jayo Prabhupada, Jagat Guru.
जयो प्रभुपाद जयो प्रभुपाद जयो प्रभुपाद जगत गुरु
Jayo Prabhupada, Jayo Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jai Prabhupada, Jagat Guru.
जयो गुरुदेव जयो गुरुदेव जयो गुरुदेव पतित पावन
जय गुरुदेव जयो गुरुदेव गुरुदेव जय गुरुदेव पतित पावन
ओ निताय गौरा हरि बोल हरि बोल
निताय गो
हरि बोल
निताय
गौरा हरि बोल
निताय गौरा
हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल
निताय गौरा हरि बोल
ओ निताय गौरा हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल निताय गौरा हरि बोल
निताय गौरा हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल निताय गौरा हरि बोल
ओ निताय गौरा हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल निताय गौरा हरि बोल
निताय गौरा हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल निताय गौरा हरि बोल
ओ हरि बोल ओ हरि बोल ओ हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल
हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल
ओ निताय गौर निताय गौर निताय गौर निताय गौर जय जय श्री राधे श्याम
Gura Preman Haribol Jayam Vishnupat Paramamsa Parivrajakacarya Ashtottara Shri Srimad Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Goswami Maharaj Prabhupada ki jai. ISKCON Vibhidi Founder Acharya Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Shri Shri Sachinandan Nitai Chan ki jai. Shri Shri Jagannath Baldev Subhadra ki jai. Shri Shri Radha Madhav Shri Radha Raman Lal ki jai. Shri Manima Shri Madhusudan Shri Giriraj ki jai. प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्री वासुदेव गौर भक्त वृंद की जय. भक्ति देवी तुलसी महारानी की जय. नामाचार्य हरिदास ठाकुर की जय. हरे कृष्णा महामंत्र की जय. हरि नाम संकीर्तन यज्ञ की जय. ट्रांसेंडेंटल बुक डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन की जय. ISKCON Coventry यात्रा की जय. ISKCON वर्ल्ड वाइड यात्रा की जय. गौर प्रेमानंद बोल. All glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to Shri Guru Shri Gauranga. So we'll sing Nursing Arati now. Very good. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Rahani. And no. And Ananya. Namaste Narasingaya. Prabhupada Maharaj ki, Prabhupada ki, Guru Maharaj ki, Nittai Gaur